Hey boys and girls, my name is Kabir and I'm going to be teaching you guys some real basic Bhangra steps today with the help from my instructors Mr. Anmol and Mr. Jobin. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up. Let's just start lifting our knees. So we're going to get them up as high as we get them. So it's important to stretch so we don't hurt ourselves while we do Bhangra. So let's keep lifting them up. And now we're going to lift our feet back just to get all the muscles stretched out. Okay, and finally, we're going to start kicking our feet out. Out, out. Try keeping your feet straight here. Okay, so let's move up to the arms. And we're going to make circles with our arms. So we'll start off with big circles and slowly get smaller. Yep. And let's go the other way and slowly get bigger. Okay. And before we get started, we're just going to shake our arms out, shake our legs out so we can do the best Bhangra. Five, 6, 7, 8. And change. And change. And step. And clap. And change. And lift. And hands up. And swing. And pose. So some of the first things you need to know about Bhangra are to have a smile on your face and to always be on your tippy toes. We're going to get into the ready position by putting our hands really firmly on our hips and to be on our tippy toes. We're going to start with the first move. So on my count, we're going to bend our knees and go down. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2. 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 While you do this, make sure you bend your knees while you're on your tippy toes. That's the most important part. And smiling, of course. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. Let's get a little bit faster now. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2. 1, 2. And 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 1, 2. Good job. So we're going to move on to the second step now. And the second step is exactly the same as the first step, except our hands are going to be all the way up in the air. So make sure to reach for the sky when you do this. Some things we got to remember are to be on our tippy toes. And as we bend our knees, we're going to bring our hands down. So let's try that together. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2. 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 So as you do this, make sure you're bending your knees on your tippy toes and your hands are coming down as you bend your knees. So let's try this a little bit faster now. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2. 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 And 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good work. All right, so the last move we're going to learn in the first segment is very similar to all the ones we've been learning already. So we're going to be on our toes, and our hands are going to be out with our hands facing upwards. So when we pull our knees down, our hands are actually going to come inwards twice. And then we're going to switch over to the other side and pull in twice. So let's try that. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. And 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 1, 2. So as you do this move, remember to bend your knees while you're on your tippy toes and pull your hands in towards your chest. So let's try this a little bit faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2. 1, 2. And 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 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good job, guys. So now we're going to put all three moves together, and let's see if we can do them. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Change. Five, 6, 7, stop. All right, boys and girls. So now that we've done the really basic moves, we're going to move on to some other beginner ones. So the next step we're going to learn involves your right foot. And on the first count, you're going to step forward. And on the second count, that same foot is going to step backwards. So you have to remember that your left foot stays glued to the floor the whole time. So we're going to step forward on 1, step backward on 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, let's try that a little bit faster. And remember, let's be on our tippy toes. 5, 6, 7, 8. and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 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 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good job. So now that we know the basic footwork for the move, we're going to add some hands to them. So as we step forward with our right foot, our hands are going to clap right in front of us. And when we step backward, our hands are going to open up. Remember that our left foot is glued to the floor, so that one doesn't move at all. So let's try this with a count. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2. 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 All right, let's try this a little bit faster now. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 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 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good work. So the last step we're going to learn in the beginner Bhangra moves is going to be very similar. So our right foot is still going to be stepping forward and backward, but our hands are going to be different. So when we step forward, our hands are going to come right in front of us like this. And when we step backward, our hands are going to reach for the sky. And when we step forward, hands come down and up and down and up and 1 and 2 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 and 1 and 2. All right, let's try this a little bit faster now. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. All right, good job, guys. So now we know 3 basic Bhangra steps. We're going to put them all together. Just remember to stay on our tippy toes and have a real big smile on our face while we do it. Okay, let's get started. 5, 6, 7, 8. And clap. Five, 6, 7, change. And stop. Now we know 6 different Bhangra moves. We're going to move on to the hardest ones. So this one kind of resembles skipping in a way. So we're going to put our hands on our hips and remember to be on our tippy toes. And we're going to lift 1 foot by 1 foot. So we're going to start with our left foot in the air. Left and right. Left and right. left, right, left, right, left, right. All right. So we're going to remember to try skipping on our tippy toes while we lift our left and right foot. Let's try this a bit faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good job. Now you know the feet. Now that we know how to do the feet, we're going to add some hands in. So as we skip with our left and right foot, our hands are going to point upwards and we're going to put them as high as we can go. So let's try doing the feet with having our hands in the air. Ready? 5, 6, 7, and skip. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. All right, let's try this a little bit faster. Remember to stay on your tippy toes and have a big smile. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good work. Now we're going to learn the most toughest move today. So this move has a little bit to do with everything we learned today. So we're going to be lifting our legs up left and right, but our hands are going to be swinging. So when our left foot comes up, our right hand is going to be in front of us and our left hand is going to be behind us. And we're going to switch and switch and switch and switch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Nice. Okay, let's try that a little bit faster. So you know that we have to be on our tippy toes, smiling, and it's kind of like skipping. So let's try skipping with swinging our hands. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good job. Now we're going to put all the tough moves together and do them once. 5, 6, 7, lift. 5, 6, 7, hands up. 5, 6, 7, swing. 5, 6, 7, stop. All right, boys and girls. So now that we know lots of Bhangra moves, we're going to put them all together from the beginning. Do you remember all of them? Let's try it.
Party people, shake it.
5, 6, 7, 8. And change. And change. And step. And clap. And change. And lift. Hands up. And swing. And pose.